This is Undisturbed. You're listening to the host, Kyle Dangler, and today we're going to have on guest Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher Jimmy Nelson. Jimmy signed with the Dodgers this offseason. He previously played with the Milwaukee Brewers for the majority and all of his professional career when looking at the MLB ranks. And then, yeah, we're just going to talk to him. He's going to come in for about 10 minutes. He's really busy with the family stuff and everything, so we're just going to get a brief 10-minute call with him, talk to him about everything that's going on with this whole coronavirus thing, just getting a recap from him, one of the older guys, and then just looking at the Dodgers' outlook for this season. I know we've talked to some other guys, especially Josiah Gray, who's trying to make the team one of their top prospects, but getting a veteran experience and voice to hear on the show is going to be cool to hear. And other than that, we're just going to wait for him to call in, and then we're going to get started with this. This should be a good one. He's a big veteran. He is a household name in the major league by now, just being in the league for so long. So it's going to be great to talk to him, and just excited to get going. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Good, yeah. So I know you only got a short amount of time, so I just wanted to get right into it. And first and foremost, how's you and the family dealing with all this, and how are you guys doing?
We're good. We're back home in Texas right now. Got settled in, and we were out in Arizona for a little bit, but got here and back home, and it's nice to be home and settled in and kind of get into a routine.
And for you, I noticed having the injury about a month ago, with I believe it was coming off of almost a 2-year hiatus from being in the major leagues, and then with this setback. I mean, how are you doing in terms of, I believe it was your groin and re-aggravating it? I mean, how's it been going with that aspect?
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's stuff that I'm still working on. It was kind of just like maybe like some hip and back stuff, just some movement stuff. They talk about quality of movement and having certain muscles firing the right way. We're fortunate enough that it's not anything structural, so that's all positive. It's just a matter of working through some stuff. Everybody knows the hip joint's like the same as the shoulder, so it can be pretty complicated. But it's been going well, and throwing's gone well here as of late, and that's what's been good about the Dodgers is they've done a good job of staying in touch on the workout aspect of it, the treatment aspect of it, and the throwing program aspect of it. So just getting all that stuff settled in, yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of, you have a definitely interesting story just the last 2 years, the injuries, and then, coming into this year, trying to be fully healthy, pitching late last year with the Brewers. But then, this whole aggravating the groin thing, and then, obviously this coronavirus withholding the beginning of the season. I mean, what's it been like for you, with all the obstacles you've been through and, getting back to this point and, having this, kind of withstall your time, starting with the Dodgers on time?
Yeah, I mean it's been tough, but I mean it's just part of it. There's a lot of it that's out of our control, out of my control. But I'm in a good spot now with LA and how everything's gone so far, and just the way they do things has gone really well. So I know that they're going to put me in the best position to be healthy and stay healthy this year. And, so I just want to be a part of it. Just want to be out there. It's been such a long time since I've been able to consistently be out there healthy. And it's been a ton of work, It's, I don't have it. It's just unexplainable, really. On the physical side of it, the mental side of it, everything, emotional side of it. And it's not just you, it affects your whole family. So it's it kind of affects more people than you kind of see on the surface. Yeah. But we in a pretty good place now. Happy with where we're at, and hopefully I can just kind of nip some of the soreness in the bud and be 100% come spring training part 2. I mean, I think hopefully with all the stuff going on right now, hopefully the plan is to take advantage of this time and kind of address maybe some insufficiencies or maybe some immobilities I had in certain places, or and try to smooth out some of those things so that I don't have another setback once we get things rolling again.
Yeah, and we've talked to a few other guys, with the Dodgers and everything. But for you, signing there, I mean, this spring, I believe it was about a little over 2 months ago now that you signed with them. What stood out to you in terms of why you chose going to the Dodgers as a free agent?
Um, yeah, I mean, it was just kind of the way they did everything from the beginning. Communication was great between all parties, all coaches, staff, front office, medical staff, strength staff. I mean, everybody's on the same page. And from day one, I saw that, and I saw how much they cared, and they cared about the players' well-being and development. And I knew that this was the best place to go as far as resources, as far as this quality of care and everything. And so it's something that was a huge factor in my decision, and I'm definitely happy with the decision. And there's a lot of things already in spring training, even though it might be a blessing in disguise that I never even got to facing hitters because now we're at the ramp back up. So maybe I saved some bullets there that I'll have on the back end hopefully. And they've already taught me a lot, and so I'm just kind of looking forward to being with those guys more and learning more from them.
And in terms of your ability to be on the field, even coming into this season, I wanted to without all the pandemics and everything going on, what were you focusing on coming into the spring training? Obviously, the aggravating of the injury, and we could talk about the coronavirus that's going on. But I mean, what was your big thing coming into this season? What were you really trying to hone in on?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a pretty good place coming into spring. My off-season work coming into spring before the health stuff popped up was good, and I was throwing the ball well. And really last year, was just dealing with the elbow stuff. Coming off my shoulder was feeling really good going into spring training last year, and I've had no shoulder issues since, and it's that's something that I've had a chance to really sit back and appreciate. Because it just seemed like the shoulder thing rolled right to the elbow thing. But, that's just part of it. You coming back from one rehab, you might be stressing something else in the body, And so it was just dealing with a different issue last year that finally felt like, it's come together. And, once we get over this last speed bump here, so to speak, I mean, it'll be full go, and I'm excited for that.
And with all the injuries that that's been kind of lingering on, was there any change in your mechanics, or just watching film and trying to see what you can fine tune up?
That's a constant. That's just constant work. That's stuff that I'm even addressing today. That was even video I was watching today at work, going through a lot of that. And there's certain coming back from the shoulder. Sometimes you just have create certain habits and stuff. Sometimes you just compensate a lot, when you're coming back from an injury, and so I think compensating with certain things might end up putting stress on other things. So I think that my mechanics now this off season, especially things that we're addressing during this break with this whole coronavirus and stuff, this is getting back to kind of how my mechanics should be, more efficient, and to keep me healthier in the long run as well. So
awesome.
It's and so hopefully it's even better than it was in spring training.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned
already,
Yeah,
so it's just mechanics is just a constant. It's just a constant battle. So constant learning and trying to make more efficient and make it that keeps you healthier in the long run. And I think that's everybody's goal, not just mine.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned, this could be a blessing in disguise, with the setback you had in spring training, getting this extra time to, get 100% healthy. I just wanted the second to last question for you I wanted to ask was, coming into this season and, with everything going on, I wanted to ask you how far, you think the Dodgers can go this year, I know it's a question that I'm sure, it's World Series, but I mean, how do you, just, keep that mindset and, keep that drive?
I mean, that motivation's always going to be there. Even more so all the guys in the locker room. I mean, before all this stuff popped up, the vibe in the clubhouse was great. I mean, everybody was on the same page. Everybody knew. Everybody had the same goal, and that's a really good feeling. Whenever I've been in clubhouses where it's been that way, and I've been in a clubhouse where it hasn't been. And you can tell in a championship clubhouse that everybody has the same goal, and that's truly their true at heart goal. There's no selfish desires in there. All that stuff comes secondary, and everybody's goal is to win the World Series, and that's it. It's not get to the World Series; it's to win it. And so that's what the expectation is, and everybody's comfortable with that. It's not something that feels like a pressure in the clubhouse. It's something that everybody's excited about and embracing, and looking forward to that challenge.
Awesome. Final question for you. I wanted to ask you, being in the NL, with the Brewers and everything, and now going over to the Dodgers, how happy are you not to have to face that lineup every day, even with the acquisition of Mookie Betts?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a tough lineup to face. Unfortunately, like we've addressed, I haven't been able to face them too much in the last couple of years, but I definitely remember some of my most favorite games, biggest challenges were against the Dodgers in the past. So it's kind of cool to be on the other side of it now. You never think years ago when you're playing against certain teams, you never think, oh, I might be over there. So it's just a different perspective, and it's just very cool, very excited for the opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, so I just wanted to, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. I know you have to go back to fatherhood right now. So just, yeah, thanks for coming on. We wish you all the best, and the family. Hopefully you stay healthy on and off the field, along with your family. And, just good luck in 2020 if we have a season.
Oh, yeah, hopefully we do.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Take care.
All right, you too.
Yes, that was Jimmy Nelson, Los Angeles Dodgers starting pitcher. Great talking to him, getting his insight on the season, just with everything going on, including with his family, and having to make sure they're safe, and having to keep up with baseball. It's definitely a lot on guys' plates, and it's just really great to see him, have a good mindset like all the other guys have been having recently, with the positive mindset. With all this going on, it's definitely something that he could take advantage of with the injury that he had, so he wouldn't have to miss any time this season. Because at this point he would have been a little behind the game with opening day already taking place. So thanks for Jimmy to coming on, giving us a few minutes of his time to talk. Pleasure as always to hear from the guys. Like you say, just when they come on, it's awesome to hear from them. It's really cool to get the experience and knowledge from them that we can use to talk to other players. So thanks for Jimmy to coming on. Another cool guy to have on. Definitely a veteran in the MLB, had a few injuries the past few years, was kind of lingered, and 2016 he was more consistently pitching. You probably remember him with the Brewers. He came in at the end of last year. So just thanks for Jimmy coming on. Thanks for everything that he gave us the time for. We appreciate it, and great hearing from another guy. Great talking baseball rather than just talking about the whole pandemic. So it was just great to hear from him, not only about the family and everything, but just about pure baseball also. We keep on losing that mindset, and kind of forgetting about baseball, which is really gonna definitely help everyone come together once this is all over. Thanks for Jimmy. Thanks everyone for listening. This is a shorter one, so hopefully you can all get through this one, because it's not going to be that long. Thanks everyone for listening. Subscribe, like, do all your jazz, share it, send it to your friends, everything like that. And hopefully Jimmy has a bounce back here, and we can have him on when the Dodgers win the World Series in 2020.